Hi, I'm Toi Juan, and today I will teach you some FarmVille basics. Okay, on your FarmVille farm, you can use farm equipment. Now, the reason why you would want to use farm equipment is if you did not use farm equipment, you would have to do everything plot by plot. So if I wanted to plow something, I would have to click one plot at a time. If I wanted to harvest, I would have to harvest one plot at a time. And if I wanted to seed something, I would have to seed something one plot at a time. So I mentioned those three things, and they have equipment for all three of those. The way to get equipment is to go to the market. So we're going to go ahead and click here, and click down here at the market, and our little market screen comes up. And you'll notice that in the market there are different ones, but you'll notice that the vehicle one is highlighted, which means that we're in the equipment. You'll notice that there are different types of equipment. As I mentioned, there's a tractor, there are a seeder, there's a harvester, there's also a plane. I'm going to talk about mostly the tractor, harvester, and a seeder and what they're for, and then I'll talk about the plane a little bit. So to get one of these, you have to buy them, and you'll notice that there's a different price on each one of them. The tractor is 5,000 coins. The harvester, the seeder, and the plane are 30,000 coins. Obviously, if you plant enough and things like that, this is not a problem to buy these, buy the equipment. So I've already bought these, so we're just going to go ahead and just get out of this, and I'll show you on my farm where they are. And when you buy them, you have to store them. So I'm going to kind of zoom in a little bit more. A little bit more. And you'll see that I have a seeder, I have a tractor, and I have a harvester. You don't really have to move these to use them. They just basically stay in this place, and I just place them here, and they kind of just stay there. But when I want to use them, I have to go down here to my multi-tool, to click here, and you'll see that so just me holding my cursor over this gives me the option to pick one of the ones I want to use. Now, obviously, if I had not purchased any one of these, they would not be here as an option. So as I buy them, they show up here. So you'll see that I have a plow tool. I have not only do I have the plow tool, I have the harvester, the seeder, the biplane, and the tractor. So let's show you how to use the harvester, because I have some things that I want to harvest at this point. I'll click the harvester, and you'll notice that now my cursor has a little harvester next to it, and now as I move over here, it covers 4 instead of 1. So that is the advantage of using the equipment. I can now plow or harvest, shall I say, 4 at a time. So I click here, and now it's harvesting 4 at a time. Now let me bring your attention to this little part down here. It's my fuel level. The sort of the downside of using the equipment is it uses fuel, and you only get a sort of a 1 fill a day. Now notice that I have +1, which means that I have accomplished more than my day's fill, and there's different ways to get fuel. You can go to another neighbor's farm, and if you fertilize, which we'll talk about in a different how-to, but you can fertilize the farm, and sometimes as you fertilize, it will give you fuel. I've gone as much as about 3 tanks full just using my day's fill and fertilizing various farms, my neighbors' farms, which really helps, because usually on a big farm like the one you're seeing now, you really can't get all the way through using the fuel. So a lot of times you will run out of fuel, and once you run out of fuel, there's no more that they give you for free. You can use your FarmVille dollars to buy more fuel, but that's probably not a preference because FarmVille dollars are really hard to come by. So if I was in a dire situation, and I mean dire, I would buy more fuel, but I generally don't. I just go ahead and use as much as I can for that day, and then I'll just use the plow tool, and then I'll do one at a time. So I'm going to do more, and you'll see that you'll see that the fuel is going to go down. All right, so what I can do is I can also switch the tool I want to use, the equipment, and you'll notice that some of them, I have a big part of this that is it's just been plowed, all right, and it's ready for seeding. Again, I could go to the market and just do one at a time and then seed each plow one at a time. But I can also use my seeder. Click here and change this to a seeder. And now it opens up the market, and I'm going to grab a seed to use. Just for example's sake, I'm going to use something that takes, it doesn't matter. I'm going to plant some rice. So I'm going to buy the rice. And notice now, as I come back to the game, you'll see that it's covering 4 plots at a time. So now I'm going to just click here, and it's going to seed all 4 of those. And you'll notice that my little seeder shows up and goes there. And I haven't, again, I haven't had to grab my equipment. It just knows as I select that equipment which one to use. And I'm just planting 4 at a time. But my fuel levels are going down as I use it. The tractor will allow you to plow in 4s. When you just have the plow tool, you'll plow in 1s. But again, the tractor is equipment, and it will allow you to plow in 4. So these ones have been already harvested, and they need to be plowed so that they can be ready for seeding. And you'll notice that I'm able to use my tractor to plow 4 at a time. Let's get this last one. There. And look at that. That's interesting. Fuel comes up. Sometimes when I'm plowing my own plot, I will find fuel, and I can also share that fuel. I'm going to go ahead and cancel now because we'll talk about that more about fuel later. Using your equipment can really expedite you working your farm. So if you want to know more about FarmVille, click on any of the links above.